Perfectionism, which sounds great, is actually a little monster hiding behind you. Not only does it paralyze you from working on your goals, it also steals up to 80% of your valuable time. My whole life I was a perfectionist. In video games I aimed for 100% achievements, spent hours to perfect my skill tree and grinded weeks for better equipment. Now I find this type of perfectionism in YouTube. I want my videos to be flawless, but this perfectionism actually harms me. Why? Let's explain it using the vicious circle of perfectionism and my YouTube channel. It always starts with a task. In my case, I want to produce a video, but for my project, I set myself very high goals. Although I'm a really small YouTuber, I unnecessarily compare myself to YouTubers like Nicolaus who has been working in filmmaking for years, even though I have neither the expertise nor the equipment or the available time. The next step is the fear of making mistakes. Since I want my video to be flawless, I can't allow myself to make any mistakes. This leads to checking and improving my video over and over and over again. I re-edit the script, try special editing techniques, and record an unmeasurable amount of B-roll. This causes stress. I quickly become exhausted and unfocused. And worst of all, it is not fun anymore. With this lack of focus and motivation, mistakes actually start to happen. In my case, I've already uploaded some videos twice because I found an error that bothered me. In the worst case, I even deleted a video completely because it did not meet my expectations. But a perfectionist should not make any mistakes. You start to feel inferior and start doubting yourself even more. 7. Even more unrealistic demands. You are not satisfied with the performance. With the next task, you want to prove something to yourself. Your own demands become even higher and the vicious circle starts again. I find myself in this circle of perfectionism. I put way too much pressure on myself to meet my expectations. YouTube was meant to be fun. I wanted to share my experience, but instead, I find myself editing the whole day and searching fitting music for videos for hours. As you can see, perfectionism is also very time consuming. I needed full 24 hours for just a 5 minutes video. And that brings me to the next point. As a perfectionist, you waste up to 80% of your time. The reason for this is the Pareto Principle. The principle says that you can already achieve 80% of the results with just 20% of the effort. 80% of city traffic is on 20% of the roads. You wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. And 20% of all YouTube videos generate 80% of all views. And why should this be important for you now? Well, if you already achieve 80% of the results with just 20% of the time, then you need 80% of your time for just the remaining 20%. For just this 20%, you have to spend a way above average amount of energy and time. And as mentioned earlier, expose yourself to significantly more stress. There are rarely things that really have to be done perfectly in our everyday life. There might be some exceptions, for example a doctor or an architect, where you can't afford to make any mistakes. Normally, however, it is sufficient to just complete your tasks and to aim for the 80%. This way, the Pareto Principle can increase your productivity. With the same amount of effort and time, you can do several things well rather than one single one perfectly. You learn to discard perfectionism, to prioritize tasks and to carry them out efficiently, which has a positive effect on your time management. The goal to improve yourself is progress, not perfection. Getting rid of this perfectionism mindset might be a difficult lesson for me personally. But one part of self-improvement is overcoming obstacles. Especially through difficulties, we learn our most important lessons. And here are the top lessons I've learned so far on my own self-improvement journey.